What's up guys, Houndish here, and today, the D2 apocalypse seems to continue, and of course it's been a funny couple of weeks for Bungie in Destiny 2. Initially we had the weapon crafting glitch, and that caused a whole bunch of weirdness with weapons. And obviously it was something that caught Bungie off guard. They posted numerous fixes, and have since just about got the glitch under control, but the major issues have continued, starting with error codes that were causing a bunch of problems and players getting kicked out of the game. And more recently, some other really weird side effects of that have included enemies not being responsive to players, interactable objects not working, doors not opening, rounds not completing in Trials of Osiris. And yes, error codes still are a thing on top of all of that. Now Bungie's last comment on this was that the team has confirmed error codes are not related to planned fixes rolling out for recent crafting issues, but instead are a result of DDoS attacks. And they'd also said that they don't typically confirm these types of attacks for security reasons, but they wanted to communicate to players that there has been a third-party influence over what's been happening in the game. And they've said that in these instances, the team is working swiftly to ensure the integrity of the game. And no doubt a whole bunch of engineers at Bungie have been working some really long hours attempting to sort out these problems. And the assumption for the moment is that the DDoS attacks are continuing, and they seem to be happening at specific cadences, primarily after the daily resets towards the end of the daytime. So we can only assume that the DDoS attacks are the primary reason that these issues are continuing in the game. David Hostler from Bungie further indicated that DDoS attacks have happened multiple times in the past, and he said, in relation to Bungie's confirmation of DDoS attacks, I'm so glad we said this. There have been so many times over the years where I wish we could have said that we were DDoSed. I understand why we can't and generally shouldn't, but it's always frustrating to hear that Destiny servers or services suck when it is sometimes just a DDoS attack. Now in the past day, Bungie Help have said we are continuing to investigate ongoing reports of error codes in Destiny 2, and that players should stay tuned to Bungie Help for updates. There will also be a patch for the game later today, and this is update 7205. Whether that patch can help to do anything about DDoS attacks isn't entirely clear. It may just be related to seasonal fixes and things like that. I'll keep you posted later on if we get any patch notes, but back to the DDoS issue itself. In the past day or so, there have also been Reddit threads where certain individuals have claimed to actually be behind the DDoS attacks that are taking place at the moment. Obviously, it's very difficult to verify if that's true, but one user has claimed that they are actually the cause of the DDoS attacks, and they suggested that the reason they're doing it is because Bungie fixed the weapon glitches that happened a few days back, and they're doing this as a sort of form of revenge. Obviously, it's very difficult to verify whether that is true, but again, if there are certain individuals doing this, it's pretty remarkable that, firstly, someone feels that it's necessary to do it, but also that Bungie are so susceptible to this kind of DDoS attack. I'm sure they are continuing to work on ways to stop it, but if these are network attacks on Bungie services, it certainly demonstrates the vulnerabilities on Bungie's side. And obviously for the moment, all we can hope is that Bungie will get on top of this and get it sorted soon. Another interesting kind of element of this in the community though, obviously this is damaging player sentiment around the game, because it really is frustrating to actually try and get anything done, especially in the peak hours where these DDoS attacks seem to be taking place. Folks have actually been using down detector and various graphs to demonstrate the points in time where this is happening. So that includes things like looking at the player count in the live game. And when these error codes start to begin, that player count just drops off the face of the planet before picking back up again. And it's kind of going up and down in these waves as players try and get back on the game. But another element to this, a sort of phenomenon in the community, is that there are players who believe Bungie aren't actually being truthful about why the servers are behaving the way that they are. It's something I saw in my comment section quite a lot the other day, and there are folks that believe that Bungie have essentially broken the game and that these issues have been caused via their attempts to kind of fix the weapon crafting glitch and some of the updates that they've had to put into the game very swiftly. And instead of owning up to that, there are players who believe that Bungie are lying about the DDoS attacks, essentially trying to put the blame on someone else as opposed to accepting that this is an issue on the Bungie end. Now, of course, there is an element where yes, this is a Bungie problem. The fact that the game and the servers are vulnerable to this sort of attack, and also the ongoing efforts to stop it from happening, very much land in Bungie's lap. But as for whether Bungie are lying about it, I think it would be pretty crazy if that were the case. But personally, I just can't see what the benefit would be for Bungie to continue to lie about the reasons that these server issues are taking place. Perhaps in the very short term, if there were some issues on Tuesday or Wednesday last week, it might make sense for Bungie to say something like that. Obviously, it wouldn't be truthful, but for the issues to continue and Bungie to not give us any updates, and for them to maintain the claim that these are DDoS attacks as a lie, It just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, as these errors and the kind of situation in the game at the moment obviously aren't doing Bungie any favors. But that's all really just speculation. All we can do for now is take Bungie's word for it, and I sincerely hope that they can get on top of it soon. There is no doubt about it though, we are inside of the most disrupted couple of weeks in the history of Destiny, I think, at the moment. Between the weapon crafting glitch, the various updates, the downtime and changes that Bungie have had to implement, followed by these DDoS attacks, and the ongoing server issues that are occurring on a daily basis. It is a fairly unprecedented situation. So share your thoughts about it down below. I figured it was just worth another quick update right there about what's happening in the game at the moment. So let us know what you think in the comment section. If you've enjoyed the conversation today, a rating below really does help us out, and if you want me to keep you up to date with everything related to the game, be sure to get subscribed and I'll keep you posted. But otherwise, thank you for tuning in today, and I will catch you guys very soon.